Hello and good afternoon. My name is Will Hewlett.
And I'm Freddie Kilby. And this is your afternoon Solent Sports News show. In the last few days, we have seen the sun shining, temperatures rising, and apparently it's been hotter than Ibiza.
It's definitely felt like it. Yep, spring has certainly sprung, and so has the Formula One season. Last week in Australia, we saw Lando Norris take the opening victory. But it was his fellow Brit, Lewis Hamilton, out in front for the sprint race this weekend in China. The new Ferrari driver claimed pole position for tomorrow's sprint race, with Max Verstappen second and Oscar Piastri third. Make sure to set your alarms as the sprint race will start bright and early at 3 a.m. tomorrow morning.
On to darts, and the Luke Littler show is still thriving as he won night 7 in style. Littler hit the first televised double 15 9-darter, and this is how he did it.
Involved. Is he getting involved here?
He certainly is trying to be. He is. And the double 15 is in, and there's the celebration, Luke Littler. Well, he loves that double 15 as much as a double 10, it seems, and he's used it to great success here. Look, the nuke blasts the 9.
The teenager beat Michael van Gerwen 6-4 to claim his third win of the Premier League season. Night 8 will take place next week in Newcastle at the Utilita Arena.
For most football fans, the international break is boring, but this one is a little bit special, as it's the first game in the Thomas Tuchel reign.
Yes, England are facing Albania at Wembley with kick-off at 7:45 p.m.
There is a lot of speculation for the starting 11. Could we see some new faces? Could we maybe see some old ones? What do you think, Freddie?
Well, we've seen Jordan Henderson being put into the squad. You know, he's a player with a lot of experience. He's captained England a few times.
Certainly has, yeah.
And it's clear to see their focus is a bit more on experience and in players that they can definitely trust.
Brilliant. Tuchel has set out the ambition for his team to play more free-flowing football.
Watching the Euros, I felt tension and pressure on the shoulders of the players, and it felt to me that they were more afraid of. They were playing for not to lose and not to have even more pressure added maybe in the home country than the excitement to maybe make something special happen. And I think we need to turn
down a few tiers of the football pyramid, and we now know the final of the Hampshire FA Senior Cup. For the men's fixture, it is Porchester versus Stoneham, whilst the female fixture is Bournemouth First Team versus Saints Under-21s. Last year's runner-up AFC Totton are the hosts for the finals this year. Sports reporter Rio Goodwin is live at the ground. Rio, what have we got to look forward to?
Yes, so I am at Totton, AFC Totten's Snow Stadium. This will be playing host next month to the County Cup final, the Hampshire one. We'll be hosting it next month. Tom, you'll be commentating on the day. Could you tell us a bit about what to expect from the finals this year?
Yeah, 100%. So obviously back-to-back fixtures, 15th of April, 16th of April, starting off with the men's, which is on the 15th. That is going to be AFC Porchester, the reigning champions, winning it last year against AFC Tottenham, where we are now on penalties. They'll be going up against Stoneham, who are in their first ever Hampshire Cup final.
Obviously, the next day is the women's final. Can you tell us a bit about the two finalists there?
Yeah, it's going to be a very familiar story, the women's final, you could say. It is going to be Bournemouth against Southampton Under-21s, and that has been the final for the last 2 years, and it has gone the way of the Cherries both times. 2 years ago, it was a penalties win. Last year was 3-1, the Saints really needing to get on top of what is becoming a bit of a poor record in this tournament.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Tom. So, as I mentioned, this is at Totton. I have here Steve Brookwell, the Chief Executive of Totton. So, Steve, can you just tell us about this final? We're expecting good attendance?
Yeah, listen, it's a great pleasure to host the Cup final. We expect a big crowd. Obviously, we've been used to big crowds all season. I think we hold the non-league senior average for home attendance this season. It should be a great spectacle.
Obviously, 2 matches in 2 days. I can imagine that being quite harsh on the pitch. How hard is it to make that turnover to make sure it's all quality?
Well, as you can see, it's been a tough season, weather-wise, extraordinary amount of rain, but we'll work very hard on the pitch now with the growing season coming back to get it in the best possible shape for the Cup finals and make it one hell of a spectacle.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
So yeah, we will be hosting that next month on the Hampshire FA channel, broadcasted and produced by us here at Solent News. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. And Southampton versus Portsmouth. Derbies do not get much bigger than this. And it's no different in the Women's Championship. Saints are looking to pick up their first win since November, with this coming against their close rivals. While Portsmouth will be looking to extend their winning streak to 3 games. Millie Payne previews this titanic battle.
A rivalry that spans decades. Southampton versus Portsmouth, 2 South Coast cities, and when it comes to football, there's certainly an extra edge between the two.
We've played them twice already, they've beaten us, so I think we know that we owe them one, and you know what, we're just excited.
We're not focused on them, we're focused on us, and we know we can perform in these derbies, so we're looking forward.
Here at Southampton, it's not quite been the promotion-pushing season that they've been hoping for, but with regards to South Coast derby wins, so far this season, they've come out on top. There's also been plenty of change at the club since January, with of course the transfer window, but also head coach Remy Allen leaving, meaning a return to the touchline for former boss Marianne Spacey-Cale.
It's making sure that in that change that the players are as settled as possible, they're as comfortable with things that that have gone and are coming up. So that's the biggest thing, is just making sure the players and the staff are in a good place.
30 miles down the road here in Portsmouth, it's been looking like relegation the majority of the season for the Blues. But with 2 wins against relegation rivals Sheffield United and another win at Fratton Park, things look like they could be looking up.
Yeah, no, we're feeling really confident at the minute. Obviously, the morale in camp has increased since those 2 victories. We knew going into the Bramall Lane game against Sheffield how imperative it was to win that game, given the magnitude of it, of where we were in the league, and then to back that up with a win, not only at Fratton Park, but just a win in the league. To give us a little bit of breathing space is obviously good, and yeah, like I said, it's given the group of players and staff some confidence now going into this game.
So the points may be more important going into this South Coast derby from a league table perspective for Portsmouth. However, this game is all about local pride. And with Southampton looking for their first victory since November, they'll be equally as motivated to keep all 3 points at St Mary's.
Thank you for that great insight, Millie. With the South Coast rivals facing off against each other on Saturday, there is excitement building amongst the fan bases. And to try and encourage more supporters to come to the match, Saints hosted an open training session. Charlie Bender went down to Staplewood to find out how important these sessions are for the side.
Ahead of their South Coast clash against Portsmouth, Southampton women hosted an open training session for the media. Head of PR for Southampton Women, Ellen Rowles, took us through the positives of hosting a session like this.
There's so many benefits that, we want to showcase the girls in the best light possible and hopefully get some more attention on the women's game. So by inviting media down to days like today, it just gets more eyes across it, and hopefully we'll see more fans coming out to the games. Look, it's something we always look to do a couple of times across the season. We just kind of go with where the best moments of that might be. So I'm sure next season, depending what our journey's looking like, we'll look to do it.
Interest in women's football has been growing rapidly in the UK, with the amount of people watching the sport doubling in the last 10 years. In 2023, 46.7 million people watched the WSL. Saints have also been breaking their own records in the last year, with a record 7,012 fans coming to watch their game against Sunderland in January. This was the second highest attendance of any game in women's football over the weekend, only beaten by the Manchester derby. Saints defender Paige Peake believes a day like this will help boost fan engagement.
It's all about, promoting the game, getting increased attendances, increased coverage, which will only grow the game bigger, which is what we want. So yeah, any media coverage is positive. I think it's just like any other training session really. It's like on a game day, you kind of block in and block out what's useful and what's kind of just there. So yeah, when the media are here, you're just kind of still focused on training. Our preparations will still be the same as any other game. Obviously, we know it's a South Coast derby, so there's bragging rights involved and all things like that. And we know it'll probably be a bit more feisty and have an edge to it, but yeah, we just prepare the same way we would with any opposition. With the media coverage, it kind of just hypes the derby up a bit more, so if anything, like I said, it'll probably just make it a bit more feisty, and yeah, bring more of an edge to it. But yeah, I mean, everyone's always up for every game.
Charlie Bender, Solent Sports News.
Thank you for that, Charlie. And tomorrow, Sholing Football Club hosts a charity match with a twist, as popular social media influencers swap screens for studs. With big names taking to the pitch, the event aims to raise funds for a great cause while delivering plenty of entertainment for fans. Jamie Somerville has the story.
Darren, a.k.a. Speed! He's done it! And they're all on the pitch! They think it's all over!
The Sidemen charity match has become a global spectacle, drawing millions of viewers. But this international break, there's an equivalent match much closer to home.
And there's a charity game in Hampshire raising money for No Limits.
Hi guys, my name's Sean and I am the coordinator for the Beyond Full-Time charity match.
Hi guys, I'm Edward, the administrator for the Beyond Full-Time charity match as well.
So Sean and Edward were the two organisers of this event.
And I wanted to know why they chose No Limits.
For me, it was because I had a friend that went through that charity to get help, and obviously I thought it would be good also to help a local charity.
And it wasn't just Sean's friend that needed help. Solent student Jacek also used a local charity to help him with his struggles.
I started using Young Minds about 6 months ago, and it's made the biggest difference for me. Living in uni, away from family and friends, it can be quite isolating, and for me the biggest benefit of this is just having that person to talk to. I can confidently say there's nothing worse than just walking around all day, with your thoughts in your head, just beating yourself up. So having that person to reach out has really just changed the game for me.
Up and down the country this weekend, there are hundreds of charity sports matches taking place. I asked Edward what is so special about Beyond Full-Time's event.
It's not just any charity match again, it's for No Limits. These people again offer free services from kids between 16 and 25, and I think that's something new. So that's a great way to come support such a cause.
Well, with no Premier League this weekend, head down to Sholing instead. Enjoy the game, have some fun,
and help raise some funds for No Limits. Your support could save a life.
It's Fight Night as the UFC goes to London this weekend, with Leon Edwards set to fight in the main event. The card has 3 other British fighters on it, with Molly McCann, Nathan Wood and Chris Duncan all set to fight. Coverage will start at 5 p.m, but we have a man on the ground. We'll cross over to Jamie Somerville outside the O2. Jamie, are the fans starting to fill in yet?
Well, Freddie, thank you. At the moment, I haven't seen too many, but I have seen one man. His name is Vlad, and he is a journalist from Russia. I'm here with him right now. So, Vlad, how are you expecting the event to go tomorrow?
I think it will be great, and first of all, I think it will be great atmosphere, because I was last year in Manchester at UFC 304, and your fans were really amazing.
And obviously the main event, Leon versus Brady. Who do you think is going to win?
I think Sean Brady. Sorry for disappointing you. I really like Leon Edwards, but I think his time is passing by a little bit.
Well, that's not what we want to hear as English fans, but that's what Vlad thinks. Thank you guys, and back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Jamie. Today is Red Nose Day. I used to love it back when I was younger at my school. I used to dye my hair red with this colour spray, and it took days to wash out. Anyways, many people around the country have been doing activities to generate money for comic relief, from sporting challenges to bake sales. Here at Solent Sports News, we too did a bake sale, as well as a mini quiz to round up some money. But we also wanted to do some sports. Well, at least one of us.
Yes, that's right. I wanted to try out a new sport with a red ball. So we played some cricket before baking up a storm.
We're here at Redlinch Hale Cricket Club to play some cricket. And when I say play, I actually mean teach, because Freddie here, he's never played cricket before, have you, Freddie?
No, I haven't. I'm a complete beginner, never bowled, never batted. I have no clue what I'm doing, but it's all part of charity, raising funds for comic relief. That's why we got the red ball.
Absolutely. So, Red Nose Day is this Friday, and we thought, right, what sports have red balls involved? And the first one that came to my mind was cricket. As you can see, a red ball. So that's why we're here. We're going to get Freddie playing some cricket, getting him practicing, trying, and let's see how we get on. So Freddie, bowling.
Yeah.
What hand do you write with?
My right hand.
Right hand. So you're going to be a right-handed bowler, probably. Let's go for that. So what we have here is a seam. You see this? That's a seam. So a white string. So what you want to do is put your fingers over that seam and one thumb underneath. Alright? Perfect. Right. So now what we're going to do, so he goes left foot, right, and then this comes back and then straight. There we go, yeah!
That's all for me.
Alright, yeah, carry on. This is my bag, but it's yours today. Get the stuff out of the bag.
Cricket bat.
It's a bit broke. This is my old one, everyone. It's a bit broken. But...
Sometimes you've got to chase your dreams.
Right, let's
handcraft.
Handcrafted in Hampshire, that's premium quality. Well, it's got a bit of a crack in it.
Set up. Okay, you don't have to hit the bat so hard on the ground. Whoa, look out!
Yeah, it's a great experience so far batting. I prefer it to bowling, throwing, catching. They're not really my sort of thing, but batting's a bit fun, I must admit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have the card on you?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Will, despite all your tips, I'm still no good at cricket.
I'm sorry to hear that, Freddie. But currently we have raised £30, which will be donated after the show. It's no surprise when the cakes are this good.
And they were definitely yummy. Red Nose Day isn't the only charity work being done here at Southampton Solent University. There is also a charity dodgeball event. We can now go live to the sports complex, where Charlie Bender is joined by the organisers of the event.
Thank you, Freddie and Will. Enjoying the show so far. I'm here at Solent Sports Complex with this group of lads who have put on a charity dodgeball event. So, what is the event all about?
Hi, my name is Sahib Aladimeji and I was a coordinator for this event. It was pretty much a charity dodgeball event that we put on for our cause to raise money for Centrepoint UK, which is for youth homelessness.
My name is Andrew. I was the logistics person in the group, so I was just doing all the bookings, getting the venue and the charities as well.
Oh, hello, my name is Mahi Faisal. I was part of the finance team. I was making sure the money was fundraisers as well.
Good day, my name's Jaden Peters. I was in charge of marketing and sales, and it was quite successful.
So how much money have you made today?
How much money did we man?
About 150.
Oh, around £150.
And so what have you been doing today? Because I saw you weren't only playing dodgeball when we came here, you were playing a bit of football, so what has the event really been all about?
So we started off playing a couple of dodgeball games. Started off as like a little tournament, and then we started playing for fun, but then around the end we just started playing a bit of football, and yeah, that's basically it really.
Obviously to add on to that, I just feel like it was just down to obviously a lot of people turning up, so we just thought might as well just switch it up a little bit just to make it so that everyone can have fun playing a bit of dodgeball and football, just to promote the passion of sports really. So
yeah, that's it really. Yeah.
You've like raised a great amount of money, and have you all had fun? That is the most important bit. Well, as well as charity, have you had fun?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole process towards planning it was actually probably the most enjoyable bit. Obviously, we obviously knew each other prior to this, and which obviously made the process a lot easier, allowing us to pretty much bounce our ideas off each other and just run a great event like we did today.
Why is it you put on the charity event as well? Is there anything, like any reason?
Just for raising money for charity, really, that's it. Raising money for Centre Point UK, which is our homelessness charity. So we thought like that was the best charity to raise money for, really.
All right. Well, thanks very much, lads. I'm glad that you've raised so much money today and had fun. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Charlie.
That's all for your Solent Sports News headlines. Have a great weekend, everyone. Goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me.
See you next week. And you remember, you can keep up to date on our website 24/7, which is solentsportsnews.com.